I actually do remember you from the Playham tournaments.
Yeah, I used to
Um,
cast that out like three
yeah,
or 4 days a week.
yeah, I do remember your name because I don't remember the other casters, but I do remember your name because I was like, that's a really weird name. And it just stuck in
Why,
my
thank
head.
you.
Just stuck in my head. No, I think it's very important to have a catchy name, and you definitely have one because it's so
Weird.
special or weird or I don't know how
Awkward.
to. Yeah. So definitely a name worth to remember. I mean, it's just like one of those things that gets stuck in your head despite whatever you do. It's like a song you hear in the morning on the radio and you keep singing it the whole day,
Mhm.
even if it's like a song you're not into, for example. One of those things. Just
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can't help it.
yeah, I often go, like days where there's this super annoying song stuck in your head. I get my own name stuck in my head. I'm gonna be walking around and going to school and stuff, going to uni, and be like, Lurleon, Lurleon.
Oh
That's
my
how
god.
catchy my name is.
But it is true. It is true. It's a good trait to have. So okay, the second match, Mythology is up 1-0 versus Team Solid. We have Mythology's Viper going for a very standard opening here in the bottom location on Daybreak. And
Hmm.
in the top, we do have Cats from Team Solid, the violet or purple Zerg going for pool first into a hatch. Quite standard, quite safe. Of course, all of these matches being um, best of ones, so to speak.
Hmm.
Neither one of these players wants to be doing anything fishy. Oh, fails the hatch block, but at least knows that the hatch is going down, so that's good for him.
Yeah, that's good for him. Let's talk a little bit about your name, Bell. I mean, it sounds a little bit French inspired.
You don't really want to talk about my name, trust me. It's a long story.
Well, I noticed the way you pronounced Belster Vestige was not vestige, but it was vestige. You know, the French.
Yeah, it's I have a little bit of an affinity for languages, but I'm too lazy to study them, so I have like um some sort of basic pronunciation from most of the European languages.
Hmm.
So I try to implement that whenever possible. When I see, for example, names of other players, I try to pronounce them the way they would sound in their natural language. So that's probably the cause for it. But well, my name, it wasn't French inspired at first. It was inspired by a fantasy book character called Belgarion,
Hmm.
and I just shuffled the letters around a little bit, and what came out was uh, was what you see on the screen right now, Belle Noir, but it had only one L. And I was like, okay, I am a fan of film noir. I like gloomy and depressing stuff, games like Max Payne.
Hmm.
So let's keep that. And since it sounds a little bit French, let's give it a French appearance. So I just added the second L and went with it. But that was actually a big mistake. Oh, wait a minute. You have a
Wait a
cannon
minute.
rush at the
What's that
third?
pylon doing there?
What?
That is a little bit sneaky there, Viper GS. That probe. Of course, this is going to be unscouted, but there are two Zerglings on the way. A good Zerg would not let this happen. Would always scout behind the mineral line when he gets his first few links. But
Oh,
Cats is not going to do that. Oh yes, he is.
oh, he
Ooh.
is. He is. All right, and additional two links coming in. They catch onto the probe, and they are just going to.
No, don't do it. That's a waste of money. Why would
Yeah.
you do that?
Well, he'll have to cancel that cannon straight up.
Yeah.
There we go. So, well, 200 minerals lost approximately for that attempt, and well, not any. There haven't been any additional links forced. I mean, we have 6 on the way. That's still a pretty good count. Not very many larvae wasted there. So, questionable if that was worth it. But
Definitely not, in my opinion. I think he
yeah,
would have made those 6 links either way. I mean, he had
yeah.
2 links cutting across the map, and even before he saw that pylon, he already had those 4 additional links. So I don't think Viper GS is going to be too happy about that. I mean, it's a cheesy move. You can try it. It can work out. I mean, we've seen Naniwa win games versus Zerg with double proxy 8 gate. So
Yeah,
I compared to that, a cannon rush at the third base is a completely normal and very macro intensive strategy.
true. So we have the Stargate going down. This will probably go unscouted by the Zerg while the Protoss is pushing into the third base and trying to do a little bit of that Zealot Stalker Mothership core pressure. Let's see if... Oh yes, he has seen the Stargate, even though it's very well hidden. He has seen the Stargate, so let's see how will he react. They're going down immediately. Will he just sacrifice this third base? I don't think he will. It only takes a couple of units to push this away, but wow, he's just going to let it go.
Yeah, he's got nothing to do with it. He doesn't have enough queens, and he has no creep spread between the bases, so the queens wouldn't get there in time. He's got no Spore Crawler. He doesn't have a Roach Warren, and the thing you really need to have is 2 queens there with like 3 or 4, or maybe even 6 lings, and you can easily hold this off. The Mothership Core really not as powerful, but when there's only 1 queen around, it is very, very dangerous as a unit.
Oh, true. A lot of Zerglings have been produced right now. Roach Warren going down as well. Speed is still not researched, but oh, what has been cancelled here? I missed that. He was trying to build a building there, but cancelled with the drone near the extractor. Wonder what that was.
A Spore?
Maybe could have been a Spore. We have a Void Ray on the way. So not going to be Phoenixes, going to be Void Rays, which is really interesting, and we have 4 gateways in total behind this, and a Twilight Council being put down as well. +1 armor on the way, has +1, yeah, +1 weapons has been researched already. I wonder where Viper is going with this actually, because that's a lot of tech that
Doesn't make sense.
yeah, at first glance it doesn't make sense, but I have seen a Void Ray Archon charge lot all-ins in the past of 2 bases. I have seen that happen. Even though it's like really, really uncommon and really weird to see, I have seen that. So maybe something similar, but at first glance this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Hydro is then just now finishing, so...
It's a little bit weird. Let's talk about why this is weird for a second, Bell. I mean, we see Blink coming out by Viper GS, and he's getting Void Rays. Blink and Void Rays, they don't have any synergy together. Why would you get those together? I mean, Phoenix are super fast. You can use them with Blink easier than you would be able to use Void Rays because they don't have the mobility. And in the current meta game, it's so common to go for Roach Hydra timing attacks, especially the Hydra's very dangerous units.
Yeah.
And as a Protoss player, you basically have to get some form of AoE by the 10, 11, 12 minute mark, or you could be in some trouble. We do see the Robo going down, but the 10 Hydralisks, 11 now are already on the way for Cats. I think Cats is doing pretty well here, considering he lost his third. I think he's making all the right decisions after that.
I think so, yes, I have to agree, and moreover, the muscular augments, whenever you see a Hydroden going down, pretty much the moment when the Hydroden goes down, that's the moment you have to put down your Robo Bay if you want to have enough Colossi in the event the Zerg will push. And I think that Cats will be pushing with this because he's getting the muscular augments first, which is more of an offensive upgrade versus the Grooved Spines, which he's getting straight after. That's more of a defensive upgrade. Allows you to snipe sentries off, get rid of those force fields quicker that way in case the Protoss is attacking, just because of that range. Any sentry that will come close enough to the Hydra line and try to force field it off will get shot at. But muscular augments first. I'm just wondering if this is because he just is, let's say, too lazy to spread his creep properly, or if he really wants to be attacking with this. But he's got a lot of Hydras out, and the Robo Bay is still not down, still has about 15 seconds to go, so not going to be enough Colossi out in time, I fear.
That might be that might be the case, but he has a very defensive setup here. I mean, he has the gateway wall up on the left side, has 4 cannons in position, has a lot of sentries to buy him time. But like you said, he needs that Colossi out so badly to deal with the Roaches and Hydras. If he has 1 Colossus, I think he'll be able to do fine. He can force field and buy time for a second Colossus, buy time for his range to finish. But the Cats, he continues to produce a lot of Roaches, and he is going to be maxing out fairly soon while he's taking that 4th base in the middle of the map. Taking a 4th, but also making this many units, it seems like he is not too convinced what he wants to do yet.
Yeah, and we see a Spire going down as well. Now, the one thing I'm starting to be a little bit concerned about for Cats is the lack of upgrades. More specifically, the lack of second evolution chamber. He only has one. And, you know, versus a Protoss, if he gets just the attack upgrades and chrono boosts like a madman, he's going to be have +3 so quickly. And then as a Zerg, it's really hard to deal with if you don't have 2-2 on your Roach Hydra already. Oh, but the Protoss may get caught off guard here. No, the force fields are just perfect to deter that attack, but not that many sentries here, only 5, and the force fields will run out at a certain point in time. And this is a really huge, wide open area. Nice force fields there, cutting off some of the army and killing it really, really fast. But I think what Katz is trying to do here, he's just going to continue to pressure and continue to force his Protoss opponent to waste force fields.
Yeah, he can do that, but the second Colossus is now out. Thermal Lance has finished up. I think Katz has missed his window here. If he wanted to attack, he should have done so before basically just 2 minutes ago, right before the Colossi and Thermal Lance would finish up. But now the Protoss has got such a defensible position here. He can force field off portions of the army. He's got 2 Colossi, he's got Void Ray support. He can charge them up and do some additional damage. A third Colossi is halfway finished up. So I think Viper GS has done it. I think he'll be able to stay alive into the mid-game, as he's going to be attacking with some Zealots into the third base.
Yeah, and we see all the armies, oh my goodness, all the armies being pulled to deal with these 6 Zealots, and that allows Viper to move in and take out the 4th in a few volleys, and he will be retreating probably after it. Nice force fields going down, preventing the army from retaliating. And there is the pullback, should be throwing down some force fields. Again, nice force fielding here by Viper, I have to hand him that. And right now we have +3 attack for the Protoss, nearly done. I expect a lot of gateways being put down very quickly here. Storm being researched. And, well, we still don't have any Hive. Not even on the way.
No, he's getting a Zerg Fly Attack upgrade 1 as we see a fight in the middle of the map, but this fight is going to be won so hard by Viper GS, I feel. The Corruptors are going to melt to the charged up Void Rays and everything else is going to get decimated. Katz is definitely running into a meat grinder here and he's going to be losing the game because of it. Dropping down in supply immensely far, now down to only 100 supply, even in double digits right now, and has to call GG right there. And Myth Viper GS will be able to take a win by just playing defensively and sniping at third base.